Okay, number 6 is going to have this word right here, total area. When you have total area, you do not want to take the integral from -1 to 2 and get the answer that way. Total area requires you to use that special process where you're going to you have to split this integral up at the place where this crosses 0, and then you're going to add the absolute values of each integral. So first, let's find out how we have to split up this integral. We want to take this and set that equal to 0. And that's going to tell us what number we have to split this up, because we'll get a number between -1 and 2. We just have to find out how to split that up. So we're going to do 0 equals 2x cubed minus 2x squared minus 4x. And then you're going to factor that. There is a 2 and an x that's a common factor, so let's factor that out. We get x squared on this one, and then minus x minus 2. You can always make sure you factored it correctly by multiplying back through, and if we do that, we did it correctly. Now let's factor this one more time. This part, we're going to break this up. We have x and x here, 1 and 2. 2 needs to be negative, so that way when we add these middle terms, it adds up to -1. We set that equal to 0, you're going to get x is equal to 0, -1, and 2. Well, -1 and 2 are already the numbers we have on our original interval that they gave us. So the 0 is the one in particular that we're looking at here, because that's going to be right in between. So we're going to break up our interval. We're going to go from -1 to 0, and then from 0 to 2. So let's go ahead and write this out. We're going to do the integral we said from -1 to 0. Okay, so that's the one that we're going to do. To do that, we have to use the inverse power rule on each of those. So 2 we have there, then x we're going to raise the power by 1, divide by the new power. We have a -2, raise the power by 1, divide by the new power. This here we have 4, raise the power by 1, divide by the new power. And we don't want to put plus c on this because it's a definite integral. So we put that bar there and then -1 and 0. That just tells us we're ready to put in these limits of integration inside there. So let's do that part up here. Now hopefully you have the whole question written down. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this. So now we're going to put this up here and we're going to simplify at the same time. So this is going to be 0 to the 4th over 2 because 2/4 reduces. I have -2 times 0 cubed over 3 minus 2x squared. It'll be a 0 we'll put in for the x, just like that. So that whole part's just going to give you a 0. But then we're subtracting from that. We're going to put in -1 into all the x's. So -1 to the 4th over 2, minus 2 times -1 cubed over 3, and then minus 2 times -1 squared. Okay, so this whole part is going to cancel out and give you a 0. And then let's simplify the part we have inside here. That's going to give you a positive 1/2. Be careful with this one because the negative cubed is going to make that a positive. That negative does come out. So you'll have a plus 2/3 right there. And then this one is just going to be a -2. So these you can put into your calculator and find that. So you're going to get 0 minus inside there. You're going to get -5/6. And that's going to give you a positive 5/6. So going through all that, that was the first integral all the way through. We got 5/6 for the answer. So later on, we're going to go ahead and add that with absolute values at the end. But let's go ahead and do the next one. Let's do the next integral. So now the other one is going to be from, we're going to do the same thing again, but it's going to be from 0 to 2. And all that's going to do is change this 0 to 2. Everything else is exactly the same. We're still integrating it exactly the same as before. And now we can just go ahead and put a 2 in there instead. So 5/6 we got for the first one. So now I'm going to go back and change this and put in a 2 now. It's always a top limit. Top one goes in first. Let's just put that in each of these. That's a 2 here, a 2 there, and a 2 there. And then all these are going to be zeros. So that's what the next one is going to look like. Okay, so that's what happens when you put the 2 in there and then you put a 0. Now all this here, that's all going to turn into a 0. So really all we have to worry about is this part right there. So that first one, that's going to be 16 over 2. So that's going to be 8. Now next we have 2 cubed, which is 8 times 2, 16. So we get 16 over 3. And then we have, this one is going to be a minus 8. So the 8s are going to cancel out, and you just get negative 16/3 for the second integral. Now, you're going to add the absolute values of both of these together to get your final answer. The first one we got was 5/6. So you're going to take the absolute value of 5/6 plus the absolute value of negative 16/3. So you get 5/6 plus 16/3, and if you get common denominators with that, 37/6 is going to be your final answer. So remember, whenever it says total area, you have to separate it like this and do the absolute value of each of these integrals separately in order to get the total combined area. So they're not considering negative area, they're just considering any area on top, any area in the bottom. The total area is what they're considering here. That'll be 37/6.